Yeah, victim support were quite clear last week that they didn't think the discussions with you had been particularly fruitful or their arguments had gained much traction so far. So I hope that what the Minister has just said is reflected going forward so that their concerns are actually addressed at the heart of this bill, because it is pretty fundamental. I think all the committee last week were pretty shaken by the evidence that was provided last week. It was really strong. And they didn't quite say stop the bill, but they weren't that far away from it. And I think that is a big concern for us. And that's why we're being particularly difficult with you this morning, because we just don't think that you've really got a grasp of the severity of this. This is an important bill, really important bill. We want to deliver on the promise. But so far, I have to say, we've not been convinced by what you've told us. And I think there's an awful lot of work to be done. I mean, movement restriction conditions is something I think encapsulates all of the problems that we've covered this morning, from finances, staffing capacity, and the rights of victims. It's all wrapped up in this one area. So one of the areas is how victims get information about movement restriction conditions to allow them to plan for their own safety. How can we make sure that that information is shared with the victims?
So again, Mr Rennie, that is something that is being considered as part of stage 2 deliberations. I've already kind of alluded to the fact that I do want to see information shared with victims, striking the right balance and when it is in relation to their safety. If that was something that could help their situation or, as I say, improve their safety, then that's something that I absolutely want to see. I really don't think I can go into more detail around the who's and the what's, because we haven't reached that point of stage 2 amendments. These are still very live discussions. These are still live considerations.